Majima, everyone. How are you doing today? We're going to be doing more of our data pack today, and I've decided that we're doing the Soul Vulture, as you can probably tell by the title. So we'll be making things fire resistant and stuff. And then, if we actually head over to our coding setup, there we go. You can see that I did actually fix this predicate. So we do actually now have the dark boosting skeletons, and it turns out that the thing that I was missing was this max statement. Always make sure to have your max statement, because when you're trying to get them where it's like just from a small amount to a large amount, or like any large amount, you're going to want to set that higher than you're going to think it's ever going to hit. So I don't imagine there's going to be 999 species, and I don't imagine anyone is going to be all 999 of them if there are. So that should be a safe number for the number of times they could have this dark boost haste. And I have increased the size of this code. Ginger, welcome back. Yeah, I've changed the size of this so hopefully it's easier for anyone who's on mobile or anything. And I believe if we go to the Soul Vulture thing, we can have... Yes, so currently, this is the current Soul Vulture build. We have, they slow fall when crouching, they sap life and get powered up by previous kills. They have increased speed on Soul Sand, fire resistance, and they're carnivore. And they also have less health, but it isn't listed on there. But we're going to be changing this up a bit because we have that fancy new flying. So actually, if we go back to Minecraft, and then I go jump off the side here, because I should still have flight, I do not. That was not a good start. It's midnight, you've been working all week, and you're up for the day? Do you have tomorrow off, or do you need to go to bed if you've got work? Because I don't want you staying up late just to catch me. I mean, I'm literally doing this at a time when I am off work. So... I know people in the UK are probably going to have a harder time. Let's see. Scoreboard. Objectives. Set display. Sidebar. Add PS. A winged... I am winged. I have 2 wings. Oh, do I not have Elytra on? That might be part of it. I do not have Elytra on. Oh. Good. I am glad you have today off. Let's see, I need an Elytra to act. Actually, no, I need to give myself wings, because not any Elytra works for this, because you need the winged species wings. So we need function PS underscore A underscore winged wings give? Yeah, there we go. Now I have a pair of wings that will work with this. Not in my offhand, in my back slot. There we go. There we go. There's the flight. Yes, unlimited Elytra flight for any flying species, including the Soul Vultures. I mean, I've been dizzy all week, so I would not be surprised if I started talking in some delirious dialect. Yeah, so that flying works. So then I think the one that we're actually going to want to focus on to start with is going to be that change in health, because that's a bit tricky and applies to much more than just the Soul Vulture, because also cats have reduced health, and I think that's actually it at the moment out of the original 4. Because I think elves have normal health. Yeah, it's a bit of an alien dialect until you pick it up. But then, so how we did health in this one was we actually had, I think this calculate thing, where, so like if they're a cat, it removed 6. So I think what we're going to want to do is, since we're changing this to a setup where you run the, set them as whatever, and then remove whatever, so like you can have the skeleton transmutation on-off thingy that's probably where we're going to want to be changing their score for health. So everyone just has 20 to start off with. And then we have it run from there. I think my only worry about that is if we get confused on what has already been applied. Yes, this is Visual Studio Code. It works quite well for actually doing data packs. Oh, one thing we could do is utilize the tags. So you can tag a player with something, and we could have it so that the function to make someone a species also gives them that tag and won't give them the species again if they already have that tag. So then that'll solve that issue, and we can just have the removal thing. Yeah, no, I'm not going to make a calculator using only HTML. That's no. That does not sound fun. I forgot that player health has so many functions, but this is literally because it's trying to do a binary search tree on this. Because you can have, I'd set the cap as you can have 40 health as, like, if you stack species that just keep giving you health, the max you can get to is 40, and then the minimum you can get to is 1, I believe. So you can have half a heart. If you stack your species incorrectly, you will have half a heart, and if anything hurts you, you are just dead. And so far, I think the max you can get down to is whatever 6 plus 8 is. Subtract that from 20. I am not good at math with brain fog. This is why I like code. It does the math. Yes, that is what would happen if you have just single health. And I'm sure there will be some way of doing it, because there will be more species that take away health than there will be that give it. Because I've been ever so slightly skewing the species to the side of just not being helpful or being slightly negative. So then you just end up, like, if you stack them all, you're going to be majorly negative. Especially if you try and combine, like, Enderman and Merling, where one can't touch water, otherwise they're damaged, and then one has to touch water, otherwise they're damaged. So it's you don't want to mix ones like that. Just does not work. So I think we should actually already have the player health, I believe. Oh, we need the init, not the main. There we go. Where is it? Yes, player hearts. So we've already got a scoreboard for player health, and that is, oh, that's just determining their current health. We need the scoreboards for what their new health should be, and then a function that will update their health to it if it's not what the new health is. Which I believe we handled on the old one by doing, where is it? Yes, this, HP new, HP previous, and current. So essentially why we had to have the previous one was for if they go from a lower health to a higher health, so say they were a cat and have now decided they're a human and go through that species change, the human has higher health than a cat. So it's going to need to give them regeneration to fill those hearts. Otherwise, you're just going to have to throw, like, a golden apple at them or something, which I didn't want to do. So we will actually go and pull in, I think, all of these. I think we should be good to move all of those in. And then where did we have that placed? We had that placed above hearts, and we had hearts above that. I'm just gonna stick it below there. So then it's above hunger and hearts, and below crouched and where they're looking. So then we now also need to go into our uninstall and drag these over there so that these can be sure to be uninstalled whenever we update these things. So we can remove the comments because we don't need those on this. Remove the dummies. and then change these adds to removes. There we go. So that should help. And then we need to actually take this and do the health calculations, which, actually no, that's the old one, we don't need that anymore. And then we also don't need this update effects anymore. Clear night vision, not needed. You can tell I don't touch this in between streams. Well, I did for the dark boosted, because I had to fix that. And I didn't want to waste time on stream for that. Anyways, so where did we have the actual thing to control this? So if we look at the main function on the old version, we can see somewhere should be the, because we've got calculate idle time, calculate stored crouch, and where they are. I believe, oh, it was not actually on this. Was it a scheduled one? So if we go into our init from this one, oh, this is this one. Oh no, we're looking for the 1.0.3 version, which should have, yes. So we had calculate player health as a scheduled function. So want to do that again because I'm assuming that players aren't going to change their max health every tick. That's just not gonna happen. They're gonna do it through the, I am blanking on the word, that ritual. They're gonna do it on the ritual. And that ritual is only really going to happen when either I or one of the other major people on the server who have been given permission to do the ritual have done it. Basically tour guides. Anyone who I trust to do the tour, I trust to do the species thing. And if they abuse it and change their own species too many times, then they're just revoked. So I think probably actually best if I just copy this set health thing and then rework the player health section of it, or that bit. So if we copy that, and then we want to put that in data, so we paste that there. Now we've got our lovely player health thingy, player species health. And then, so it's this tag thing that we're kind of worried about. So I think, because now, this actually should only run if the thing changed. And I'm trying to think if there's something that we can do to make this run better than what it is, because right now it's checking everyone and recalculating everything every time. But if we're doing it based on when you change the species it changes, then we should be able to limit it to only the ones that changed in theory. So for now, since we don't have anything, we can get rid of those, because we've still got the reference back in this one. Yes, this one is still all here. I'm actually gonna do that. Why do I have all of these open? I do not need all of these open. And then we can also close Dark Boost because Dark Boost is done, and we don't need to worry about sounds right now. Okay. So then we currently have it just resetting player health new to 20, which is not what we want to do. We definitely want to keep, because PS HP is the current one that they have, so that's just gonna get their max health and roll with that. And that's different from Hearts, which is just their health. And then I think, so this one before did if they're 20, just leave it as it. But I think we don't even want to reset this, because we want, essentially what we want is for the players who don't have any score in this to be set to 20, and then to have it changed in the ritual. But the thing that I'm hitting is that there isn't exactly a way to pick players that don't have it selected. You can pick any player who like doesn't have 20 and that will pick up even players who aren't selected. But that doesn't quite work when you're wanting them to have some different setup. So I think what we need to do is either look into getting a thing set up so that as soon as they joined, or as soon as they join, they get the 20, or we just accept that we're gonna have to change these every time. Hmm. I don't quite know. Because we need to do something different. Uh, boy. Okay. So, we know that we can set it at the species level. Maybe we just have it recalculate once a ritual is triggered? So then we don't have to worry about recalculating all of it. We'll just say, sure, it's fine to recalculate all of it, but it'll only do it for anyone who is in the middle of a ritual. So then we don't need the schedule function, because this is just going to be called for whoever is in the ritual, because otherwise they just have 20 and it stays. So I think we need to change this to an @s system. So that should work. And then on this one, I suppose we can run this after the tag is given on the ritual. So we'll still have those tags, and I'm actually going to go ahead and copy them and paste them back. So then we can just worry about getting the rest of the Soul Vulture thing up. Because I'm still going to use those same tags, I think. They work well. And Skeleton doesn't change it, so it's fine. The cat removes 6, and the Soul Vulture removes 8. So that's all fine. And then I think, because we essentially have this player species folder here, so we need to add a, not a new file, a new folder into that, called functions. And then this folder is going to have a file that is going to be, how do we want to call this? Because we could either do like give skeleton, or set skeleton, or oh, skeleton 01 or something, where you're just binarying it. Let's go with set give skeleton. Make skeleton. Let's do make skeleton. Make skeleton dot mc functions. And then we'll add another one for remove skeleton mc functions. And then let's add make soul vulture. Let me see. And I think I'm actually gonna switch those around just because I'm realizing that this is splitting them up, and I don't want to split them up. So we'll rename this to skeleton make. And then this will be soul vulture make. Hey Net, glad to see you drop by. Skeleton make. Fair enough. You're not serving as my rubber duck this time, but you'll still chill in chat. Skeleton remove. And that was not meant to be a dig. You're welcome to choose to be my rubber duck or not be my rubber duck whenever you feel like. Skeleton remove. And then we need soul vulture remove. Okay, so we've now got 4 of those and nothing in any of them, so that was useful. I guess let's go ahead and do our skeleton first, just to see if we can get this set up right. Because essentially, what this needs to do is run through each of these scoreboards for the abilities that are specific to the skeleton and change them. So actually, let's go in here and then just paste that. What? Did I misspell MC functions? Because that should be detecting that that is... Uh... Ah! It's not supposed to be plural. That might be an issue. There we go. Now it's happy. Now I need to redo that to the other ones. Oh, sudden Minecraft music. I guess that's what I get for being in my inventory instead of in the menu or whatever. Oh well, I like Minecraft music. And then rename this one. There we go. So now, wings don't apply to skeletons. They do burn in sun. They do not burn in water. They can breathe underwater. They're never hungry, and they anger wolves. And the rest of this is actually theirs as well, so they just have a lot. So then we'll change this to execute as at S, run scoreboard, set. Oh, did I mess this up? Scoreboard players, set that to set that to 1. Wait, what? Set. Oh, I forgot the entity. Set at S player species 1. There we go. And then actually we need to do a qualifier on this. So we need to do one where tag does not equals not ps underscore skeleton. Because if they have this tag, then they've already run the make skeleton, and we don't want to re-give them it. And I've realized that my lines of code are actually quite long. I didn't normally notice, because I normally have this zoomed out more, but I want to make sure that even mobile people can read this. Ah, no, that's not what I wanted. There we go. So there's breathe water. And now we want to do anger wolves. And then move that. Ah, not scrolling down. And then we need never hungry. And then we need no blindness. It's very nice when you can just copy and paste stuff, because it makes it speed up so much faster. I wonder if I should have the spaces between them, because it's not really necessary, but it might just be useful to keep. So then I know, like, what's what section. So, like, all of these, I think there were 4 immunities. All of those should be immunities. Yeah. So then you've just got those, and then copy this bit. And now they get the dark boost. So then there's the night vision in the dark. And the resistance. Remove that. And then there's an extra space there that's not needed. And I'm gonna add a little header up here. Makes player skeleton, if not already. And then we need to add the thing that actually gives them the tag for skeleton. So this would be to execute as this one still. Come on, highlight properly. There we go. Run tag at s add ps underscore skeleton. There we go. So then if they don't have the tag skeleton, give them tag skeleton. And then we actually want to scoot that down because this is just going to be marks completion. And we have one more thing that we need to do before this, which is execute as that. Actually, I'll just copy this again because it's the same thing. Run function, and then we need the ps underscore health, not hearts, there we go, health, and that needs to be colon, and the function we are looking for is calculate player health. There we go. So that's going to trigger the function to update their health, even though Skeleton currently doesn't have any health changes, but for regularity's sake, I'm just going to say that anytime there's any ritual, you just update the health, just to make sure that it's fine. And then I think that's everything. So the other bit that I need to do now is copy this, and then go to our skeleton remove, and mix player not skeleton if skeleton. Probably not the clearest on that, but it'll work. And then we want, if they are a skeleton, the tag has to be skeleton for them to trigger any of these things. And then this is going to be tag remove skeleton. Gonna update player health again. And actually this needs to be now before their update health. And I forgot the other one needs to be after. Like the other one also needs to be before update health. So marks as skeleton. Because otherwise, if you run this before you've run the execute as thingy, then it's not going to register that they are that, and it's not going to give them whatever health thingy that they need. So that needs to change on the other one too, but I can go through and change all of these to zeros first. Because this is supposed to take them off the thing. Senpai Lover, thanks for the follow! And actually, I've just realized that I've messed this up a little bit, because I wanted to do this where it doesn't necessarily set it, it adds it or removes it, so that if we have two species that have, like, water breathing, it's not going to remove the whole thing. So we need to do not set, but remove. And then this needs to remove one. How are you today, senpai? Or should I call you lover? Because I suppose if you love senpais, you're not a senpai yourself. Unless you are a senpai, and you just love your senpais, but you're someone else's senpai. I feel like I've said senpai too much now. So many things. Okay, so let's remove all that. I think the only... The one I'm a bit worried about is, because I don't quite remember what add or remove does if they don't have any. I'll have to reset one of them and give it a try. So then if we go back to our skeleton, and we need to move the marks them as skeleton above our update health, because update health should be the very last thing we're doing. Marks as skeleton. And then these need to be add instead of set. Add. Because our whole thing that we're trying to do with this is allow for more than one species at a time. So if someone really wanted to be a a skeleton soul vulture, which seems kind of redundant. They could. And then, yeah, I think that's good. Let's actually save that, and I should be able to get rid of those two now. And then Soul Vulture will stay empty for the moment. But let's actually go ahead and open up our data pack sections, and I will go ahead and update the actual data pack, and we'll go test it in game if this will behave. There we go. No, wither, skeleton, soul vulture. No, no, that's just 3 things that are bony. Oh, hang on, I forgot to switch over to this one, and then load. Okay, and I currently actually still have the dark boost from when I was testing that. So let's wait for this to... Oh, I have confused it. It thinks I'm flying, I guess. This is... like, it thinks I'm walking because I'm bouncing. And it's just like, what in the world is going on? This is... like... I love it when it gets confused. And yeah, I think Gamma would be very happy to have more skeletons on the server. Why am I wet? I get wet. Anyways, function, we want ps underscore species skeleton remove, and then that should have that executed commands. I'm still getting the dark boosts, which is weird. Let's do scoreboard. I need a slash there. Scoreboard, objectives, set display, sidebar. Let's check the haste one. Oh, it didn't run because I'm not a skeleton. So let's just do slash scoreboard objectives. Uh, scoreboard players reset. Can I not reset all? I can reset at A. That'll work. And then that should remove my dark thingies. It is not... Oh, because now I don't have any, so it doesn't know what to do with my night vision. So I'm just gonna do effect, clear, kitty cat. There we go. And then let's do skeleton make. Oh, that worked. I was kind of expecting it to not work just based on my track record. But no, it worked. I am a skeleton. Do I have water breathing? I have water breathing. And the wolves are angry at me. So that has worked. And then let's do skeleton remove. And the wolves are still angry because I'm standing next to them, but other than that, it looks like it has cleared all the effects. Yes, it has. So that went surprisingly smoothly given my track record. So that's wonderful. They're still growling at me. Well, I kind of can't get out of their vision range for some reason. There we go. Alright. So given that we have that working... The moment of... Well, I'm glad we got a new clip out of this. You should have been in earlier when I was like, yeah, we're gonna be working on the Soul Vulture, and we've got this awesome fly, let me just jump off the side, and I didn't have an elytron. So I just started plummeting. I was like, wait, no, what's going on? So yeah, I am glad that Twitch saves my previous broadcasts, because you will be able to find it later. It was definitely weird. But I guess that's what I get for doing a test flight around the nether before, and then losing where I was, so I had to go and land face first on the ground so that I'd respawn. So then we've got health working now, supposedly. I need to do the soul vulture make and remove. And actually, let me go ahead and copy the last bit from this. Oh, it does not like something. Did I misspell function again? Yes, I did. I forgot to see. I swear, like half the time I mess up something like this, I've just misspelled function. I mean, you can if you look at the broadcast afterwards, you can kind of scroll to the end of wherever you're trying to clip and then get the last 60 seconds. But it is definitely kind of annoying that you can't clip more than 60 seconds at times. So this needs to be PS Soul Vulture, which I'm actually going to go ahead and copy from this thing to make sure that I'm spelling it the same way. Because in computer programming, you don't have to spell correctly, you just have to spell consistently. Yep. Oh, though I wasn't on stream when I had to go dive into the ground to reset. I was testing off stream. And then this one, I need to, if the tag is Soul Vulture, and this one needs to not, then it's just at S. Don't worry, there will be definitely another time that I have to do that, because my ability to navigate the nether is not very good. So execute as tag, then you remove this one, because this is the remove section. Move. There we go. So we've got Soul Vulture make and remove, and it doesn't actually do anything other than change the health at the moment. I mean, I have definitely done that before. I did that today. Alright, so now that I've got those in place, let's actually test that the health thing is working before I jump too far. So I will pull up this bit, and now reset this. Put that there. Alright. Reload. And that should be reloading now. Where's that window? There's that window. Let me switch over to testing. There we go. I could try flying again. Oh, nope, it's just gonna freeze me. It said no. Oh, there we go. It has done it again. I have found the way to do it. I could also just be a circle. Look at me being a circle. And now I'm frozen. Because it's reloading and it doesn't like me doing stuff. Ah! Startled me. Are you guys still angry at me? You are not. Good. Oh, it's raining. I was like, why am I wet? Because it's raining in the void. Apparently so. I don't know what's up with me today. Maybe it's the dizziness makes me a little bit loopy or something, and now I've just got silly things going on. But let's do... I've got it reloaded now, so I need to do game mode, survival, and then do function ps underscore species soul vulture make. And that has not changed my health. And it executed 2 commands. So I think I've fudged something. Do soul vulture remove. Question is, did it fudge on the health thing, or did it fudge on the soul vulture thing? Actually, let's make me a soul vulture again, and then let's run the PS health update thingy. Okay, so I think it's gotta be on the other bit. So if I make myself not a soul vulture now. Oh, so it works when I'm not a soul vulture, but it doesn't work when I am a soul vulture. So I guess we've narrowed down where the issue is. So it's some... Oh, yeah, this would do it. It didn't run that. I forgot to remove that bit. But otherwise, we've figured out that the health is working. A wiggle compilation for YouTube. I mean, that's I do that anyways. Like, you don't need to ask for wiggles. I just like making my tail sway. So yeah, alright. Soul Vulture. We've now got health done, which was a lot faster than I was thinking it would be. Yeah. I need to get music, and then I'll just end up swaying all of the time. Anyways, so Soul Vultures. We're not doing the crouch slow fall because we don't need that. We're not doing the increased soul speed. We've got the flight. We need the life sapping thing. We need fire resistance, and we need carnivore thing. So carnivore or fire resistance is what I'm tempted to work on right now. Because carnivore is going to affect more than just soul vultures, but fire resistance is also seeming easy because it's just give fire resistance if there is no fire resistance. Though, yeah, because it's just going to be an attribute, and it's just going to be an attribute that is probably scheduled to run like every 5 ticks or so. Hmm. I think I'll just throw out fire resistance, since that one is the easy one, supposedly. So do I really need an attribute for that, or do I do that under, like, immune or something? Because it's such a simple one that if I did, like, a thing for each of them, supposedly. But I mean, it's literally an ingrained effect in Minecraft. Those are some of the easiest to work with because you can have a predicate that checks for that effect. And then if they don't have that effect, you just give the effect. And it's simple. The only tricky part about. Yeah, unless you typo. You can typo on anything and then it turns from like a 5 minute thing to a 3 hour one. And I am notorious for typos, so I don't doubt that I could typo that. Whatever. Okay, so we could either fit it under the effects, or we could fit it under its own attribute thingy. And I'm not quite sure where I want to put it yet. I'm trying to keep this organized, but all of the ones that I've done so far, I just read that as breathe the water. just just turn the water into cheese or something. Oh no, brie is spelled with an I, isn't it? But oh my god, you can tell I'm loopy today. Just breathe the water. Cheese world. That would be an interesting dimension. But I feel like you'd probably have to make it out of sponges if it was Minecraft, because that's the thing that looks closest to cheese. I was just saying sponges! Good lord. You stole my words. Though I guess I probably look like I said them first because I was on stream. I told you, I'm sometimes psychic. It's a shame that none of the other ones have that kind of thing to me. Because I don't get, like, Burr the sun or something. It's just burn sun, burn water, dark boost. And then there's just breathe the water. I am too giggly. But yeah, I guess this one only had a thingy for toggling it. What color is your shirt? I am feeling gray. Is it gray? Really? I have never even seen a picture of you. We have never talked about your wardrobe. And just out of all of the colors, I guessed correctly? I scare myself sometimes. I guess I'm gonna. All of your shirts are gray. So I would have been right regardless of what you're wearing. We've just never talked about your wardrobe. Or at least I don't remember if we have. I suppose we could have, and then I could have forgotten it. But I feel like one of us would have remembered that. And I scare myself, I'll be honest. That's why I don't drive anymore. Not that I'm a bad driver. Just driving and dizziness don't work together, and I've been dizzy far too much lately, so I've just kind of stopped driving. Anyways, I am still halfway between deciding whether or not to make fire resistance a thingy, like its own attribute, or whether to just stick it under effects. I suppose, because I guess the main thing I've been running with is that if it shows up in the uh init thingy, nope, not that one. Player species main, this one. If it shows up in this as an attribute, then it has to have its own attribute thing. So since this is going to be fire resistance as an attribute that you can set, it has to have its own thing. Just by my own rules. So I guess I'm gonna make a folder for the thingy. New folder, ps underscore a underscore fire resist, and then we give that a functions folder. If I can spell correctly. Functions, there we go. And then I guess we'll just tack this onto the end of this, or because I'm starting to get a lot of like it's getting to be unyieldy. You low-key want me to fail for more clip material. I mean, that goes well for me because more clips means more things for people to watch when I'm offline. But I think you'll probably have enough clippable moments with me just failing to talk rather than actually failing to do things in Minecraft. I think I'll stick fire resistance under the immunities though, because it's technically an immunity to fire. I cannot type. Bored. Bored. There we go. Objectives, add ps underscore a underscore uh, fire resist. And then this is a dummy, and it's gonna be called immune to fire. Fire. Don't need caps there. Oh, I do need caps there. There we go. And yeah, I agree. It is a great idea, especially since there are, like, when you have the 3 hour long streams that someone might have missed, it's kind of hard for them to be like, I'm gonna sit down and watch this now when they've got they probably missed it for a reason. There's probably a lot going on. But if you have like, oh, here is a 30-second clip from this stream that is a very funny moment in it, then they feel like they've missed less. So now we've got that fire resist there, and I need to add this to the uninstall part of it. Where did my uninstall go? Oh, I collapsed my help. That's why I got confused. Why did I say it like that? I guess I normally say it like that, confused. It's just such a weird way to say it. True, yeah. I posted one of my clips to Twitch. Or no, not to Twitch. To Twitter. The other T one. Yes, on social media. I mean, there are worse things I could have called Twitter than Twitch. There are other T words that I could have gotten that jumbled up with. Either way. Yes. With the thing that I thought was a balloon but wasn't a balloon and was actually a flying enrichment toy. And then, wait. For a second, I thought that said skeleton. I am just struggling. Kind of funny when it's like, I have to read to do this, and I'm gonna do this while I'm dizzy, which sometimes gives me double vision. The toy wanted to be a soul vulture. I mean, it was flying pretty erratically. Okay. So we need to go back to our fire resist functions thingy and new file. And then, because this essentially needs to be a toggle. So I guess we need to do the toggle thingy. What did we name the free the water one? And yes, I'm gonna keep calling it that now, because that's how I've read it. But a badly controlled soul vulture, maybe. Maybe a laggy soul vulture. Okay, so this we will call fire resist resist. Yes, you. I'm actually quite curious how it's going to be once we're on the actual proper server and you're the soul vulture with the proper infinite flight. I want to see you try and stop. Because I bet you will have no idea how fast you're going. You were gonna run into so many walls or something. Okay, so toggle MC function. And then how we did this one is that if unless they are that, and I am that one's a bit. I'm not sure I can read that at the moment. Let's try that again. Yeah, you've gone crazy high on ping before. All right, so this one is execute as this specific player at this specific player, unless they already have water breathing and they have the water breathing effect. So that makes sense because it's if they don't have the water breathing effect or they are not are no, hang on, because that has to be both. Oh no, because that's an unless, so that's a not. I am struggling. This feels weird. All right, so they have to be doing both. They have water breathing, and they're supposed to have water breathing. And if they don't have water breathing, then it gives them water breathing. And if they aren't supposed to have water breathing and they have water breathing, it just leaves them alone because it's supposed to. Yes, that's how that works. Good. I am able to work through this even while brain fogged. So then this does an if predicate water it. So this just won't matter. We won't need this bit. And then it's going to run the function to give them water breathing. So let's actually just go ahead and copy this and then go to our fire resist toggle, paste that there. And now we don't care about this predicate. Don't highlight that bar. This predicate can just go away because that's unnecessary. And now we have, uh, wait, why is this, what? Coding is good training for concentration under brain fog. I mean, yes, it is, but it's not. I'm not sure it helps, is what I'm gonna say. Like, you can count it as training, but given the fact that I've, like, gone through college with brain fog and had to take exams under brain fog and stuff, I don't think it was enough training. Because it's still, like, you just don't have the confidence when you have this kind of brain fog. So I suppose that could also just be a factor of anxiety, which is also something that is very common for people with vestibular migraines. And I think it's because if you don't have like if it feels like the ground is either moving or going to be falling out from under you, or you feel like you're gonna fall over, of course you're gonna be anxious because you just don't feel balanced. All right, so then I need to go. Silver to remove. I can get rid of for now. Dark boost thingy. Does main have? Yes, main have added fire resist. You've had that. You've had the anxiety, dizziness, both. Probably both. I think we've talked about anxiety before, and we've established that we've both had anxiety. Lord, that just tripped up so badly. I don't even know what half of those stutters are. They just kind of happen when I get brain fogged. Like the God dang it. The the word part of my brain doesn't function too well under brain fog. It is just too much. But at least I'm at the giddy part of it instead of the I'm sitting here anxious and scared or whatever. I'd much rather have the giddy kind of dizziness because then I'm at least having a bit of fun with it. So where was what was I doing? This is gonna happen a lot. I don't know how much of the Soul Vulture we're gonna finish today. I'll keep at it. We'll keep trying. I mean, this is part of why I don't drink. Because I might as well be drunk when I'm having dizziness this bad. Like, what are the symptoms when you're drunk? You get brain fog, you get unsteady and dizzy and feel like the world is moving around you, and then you get kind of giddy sometimes. Sometimes you'll end up anxious or scared or even like depressed. I get all of that just from dizziness. I don't need to drink. Anyways, where is that? Okay, so PS Water Breath. There's the thingy I was looking for. So I need to add a fire breathing version of this. No, not fire breathing. A fire resistance version of this. My gosh. Just fire breathing. That would be an interesting one to add. What species would have fire breathing though? Maybe gas? They have the fire charge, so you could kind of get away with it. Fire resistant. And then put this over here. And then fire resistance. And capitalize F and R. Dragon. Oh yeah, there's dragon species that could do that. They would have wings, they would have fire breathing. I'm not sure if I'd make them fire resistant though. Oh, true, yeah. If you're doing dragon, then you'd probably want Ender Dragon version rather than like mythical dragon version. I suppose I could do like different kinds of dragons if I could figure it out. So then you have like the base dragon, and then you have the fire breathing dragon, and then you have the end dragon, and maybe like a gold dragon or something. I don't know. I suppose I'll wait until we get someone who wants to be a dragon and then figure it out with them. I'll just make sure that it's a specific kind of dragon or something. So this is going to be PS Fire Resist. Did I just put Resit? Resist. There we go. I can't spell right now. I mean, you'd think that, but I've got other things that seem like they'd be pretty hard to balance and have balanced them surprisingly well. Like, just look at the Soul Vulture. How do you balance a a thing that can fly and can steal help from other people? Like, it's such a very specific thing. Though I suppose part of it as well is just making sure that there is a species that appeals to the different player types. So like people who want to fight and want to be in the thick of it probably actually want to be a soul vulture because as long as they get a hit in, then they're getting health back. While people who just want to run away from a fight are going to be a cat because they get the speed boost when they get hit. So it's kind of that balance of making sure that there's something for everyone. Though I've realized that as I'm bringing people into the server, I'm not really giving them any indication of what the species actually are or what they do. I'm just kind of throwing the list at them first and be like, let me know if there's something else you want that's not on here. Yeah, ocean lovers are definitely gonna like merlings. And it's gonna be interesting with merlings because I'm gonna end up having to make branches for them. So you're gonna have like the squid merlings, and then you're gonna have like shark merlings and stuff like that. So since they'd end up like stacking stuff, it's gonna be quite a bit of overlap and then just tweaking things from there. So the add one, remove one thing is gonna come in very handy for that. I mean, yeah, but that's kind of what I do. Is that I have the at least on these ones I have the list of what are the things that it does and try and balance out each pro with a con. But I figure with Merlings, I'll start with just a base Merling and then spread it out from there, tweak the style, whatever. Because, like, Squid Merlings are supposedly ones that like to stay in a single place more, so they're going to be a bit slower, but they're probably going to have the, they blind attackers or have a chance to blind attackers or something. So then, like, if someone tries to attack them, they have a chance to flee. So it's kind of figuring out what is the ratio and what do you need to change for each of them. So Merlings definitely already have a huge debuff in the fact that if they dry out, they start taking damage. I mean, if they're a skeleton, the blindness isn't going to do anything because skeletons are immune to blindness. So there are definitely species that are going to be like very good against other player species, which is going to make actual like tournaments and like gauntlets or what is coliseums, like that coliseum that we were planning on making. That's gonna be super interesting once we get more species in, because some species are gonna have an advantage over others, and then you're gonna get some battles that are just like Enderman versus Merling, and they're both sitting there like, okay, I can't come out to get you, and you can't come in to get me. What are we doing? I think then it just turns into a bow and arrow fight. Because I don't think I'm gonna make Enderman immune to projectiles. That doesn't seem like something that's actually reasonably doable, and it seems kind of overpowered. They'll still be able to teleport though, so if they see someone like charging up a bow, they can teleport behind cover. So they've still got reasonable ways out of it. What was I doing? This needs to be fire resist. Fire resist. So that's basically what I'm trying to do all the time is just give options because none of these are supposed to be specifically better than any others. Unless I decide to go the route of making the challenge one, because eventually I will make a challenge one. And then, do I have a predicate for the fire resist already? Yes, I do. I do have a fire resistance predicate. That's PS common fire underscore resistance. There we go. And then this, oh, that doesn't need to be there. Have a good night, Net. And then, so then this is going to run the fire resistance give resistance. We'll just do fire resist give. and then fire, resist, remove. That's good. And then from there, we'll do, I think that's actually all that needs to be done in here, so I'll go ahead and save that. And then we need to make the functions for the fire resist give underscore give, and see function, and then new file fire resist remove mc function. And wait, that seems weird. Oh, I misspelled remove, or no, I misspelled resist. Resist. This is trickier when you're dizzy. Anyways, so the give, this needs to give fire resistance, and it's going to set fire resist to 1. So that's done, and then I need, oh no, I'm not done because this needs to be fire resistance. And then that needs to go there, save. And then I need to copy the water breathing remove and do the same thing for fire resistance remove. So clear fire resistance, and this needs to set fire resist to 0. And then I'm going to copy fire resistance from here and replace these. Save. So that's done. That's there. Water breathing is fine. Fire resist toggle is gonna be fine, I think. Because this is... Wait, how is it knowing whether to do the water breathing shenanigans? How is water breathing doing its thing? This isn't keying off of the attribute. So what is keying off of the attribute? So if it's water breath run function, okay. So if it's doing that, but then, oh right, because I've got a separate thing that's clearing effects. Where is my effect clear? That's clear night vision. Here's update effects. This is just clearing night vision. So, do I not, have I messed up my water breathing? Is water breathing not doing the thing? So if I go to the game, and then I go and I make game mode creative, and then crouch, and go in here. So I'm, let's not do F5, there we go. So I'm underwater, I am not someone that is the water breathing thingy. So let's switch me to a skeleton, and I now have water breathing. And if I do skeleton remove, does that remove the water breathing? That does not, so that messed up. So then, if that's the case, how did you guys see me? I'm not a skeleton anymore. Oh, right, because it doesn't, they don't have to be within line of sight, they can just know you're nearby. Because they're within the 16 blocks or whatever it is. So, I need to go ahead and find a way to fix that water breathing. Which I think there might actually be an easy way. Because this is currently keying off of, has it been given? Which I think the actual question to ask is, do they have that attribute? And then we need this to just run for everyone, I guess? Or it might just be better to add the clear effect to it. So then if they don't have the water breathing ability, it removes. But how do you do that? Oh, well, it's still gonna count as the PS Water Breath 1 will still be there, so it'll still be marked as they have been given it. So if we're doing it that way, that should be fine. And I think I need to do the where is it? What was I doing? I am struggling. This thing, which executes as that clear night vision. So we need to basically copy this bit and say that if they are water breathing and we actually want comma here, and then this is going to be the ps underscore a bread the water equals 0 run common effects, and this is going to be water breathing remove. Remove. And I think this is, yeah, this is PS common effects. Water breathing removed. And this is just gonna clear the water breathing and set that to 0. So that should be fine. And then we're going to want the thing for the fire resist to work the same way. So if they are PS fire resist and they have the attribute fire resist, sorry, if they don't have that attribute, then we are going to do fire resist remove, save that. So that should now fix the clearing of the fire resistance. And then we have that, then the fire resistance toggle should be set up right. So this toggle will work for if they have the attribute. And then we do the as this is going to be that, and this is PSA fire resist, if I can spell right, and then this is going to be fire resist toggle, I believe, yes. And then I need to set this to PS underscore A fire resist capitalized. There we go. So then this should check if player needs to switch fire resist. Though I feel like I've fudged this a little. Resistance. Because if we look at the toggle, this is doing execute unless it's a player without fire resistance. Run Yeah, so that's just removing it from everyone. We don't want to do that. So I think we leave the fire resistance clear call for the ones that don't have fire resistance, because as long as they have fire resistance, they can have fire resistance for however long, it doesn't matter. And in fact, if they get rid of fire resistance, they just need it back, which is what this is going to do, because it's going to see have they been given fire resistance and do they have fire resistance. And it's, wait, has this fudged as well? Because so this is going to do, if they're at S. No, because this only triggers for things that have that ability. So if they have been given, so I guess the question is if they're water breathing and if they're outside of water and get water breathing, does it trigger the give water breathing? I mean, it's kind of pointless if it does, but it's still something that I need to be aware of. So like I currently have, why do I currently have water breathing? Effect clear. Okay, so that's removed. Am I currently a skeleton? No, I am not. So let's... Oh, right, I didn't have it because I didn't have the thing in the thing at that point. That's what I went off to fix, and I just couldn't remember. So, given that, given that we've got that fixed, so if we're a skeleton, and we come out of the water, and then we do effect, and make this an actual command, effect, give Kita Cat water breathing, and we'll do 10 seconds. So this is the, I have not been given water breathing, and I have water breathing, and it's just fun. Oh, right, because the water breathing has the check for if you're currently in water, and uh, the, the fire resistance doesn't need that check. So we should be okay. Logic is hard with brain fog. Alright, I'm still gonna try and get this done though. Done. Angry wolves, you cannot get me through this glass and fence. Ah, out of water. There we go. Okay. So then let's go back and... So fires... What did I change on here? Oh, yes, I removed that. I wanted to remove that. That is correct. Okay, so save that. We don't need the remove because the remove is gonna mess it up. And then we've got the resist on main. So that's gonna be triggering every tick for anyone who has fire resistance and is going to give it to anyone who needs it. But it's only going to run for the species that have fire resistance. So only soul vultures currently. And I think that's going to be fine. I suppose we could put it on a schedule, but I don't think we need to. I think that since it's just a one-line command, we can accept that it will run for a certain number of players every tick without it really messing too much up. So then we've got that, and I feel like there was something else about it that I needed to check, but I don't remember what it was. Because it was the... I don't know where I was going with that. Okay, let's just go ahead and test, I guess, and see if this has worked or not. And we can try and figure out what went wrong somewhere. If it did. Not a good sign when I just say we can figure out what went wrong before anything has actually gone wrong. But oh well, we will keep at it and get this working. So I've got that. Oh right, I am a skeleton who burns in sunlight and it was raining before. Anyways, I reload. And I probably should have made myself not a skeleton before the reload. Oh, I forgot to add fire resistance to the soul vulture thingy. I'll just give myself it manually and we can test the soul vulture thingy later. I knew there was something I was forgetting. Okay, just waiting for this to reload. And then from there we can, after we've tested this, I suppose we can work on the carnivore diet thing, but that's going to be all of the diets at once just because of how I have that set up. Essentially, we'll do carnivore and then probably go do the other ones just to make sure we have them, because they're all pretty much the same vein, just different lists of items. Anyways, let's do the, let's first make ourselves not a skeleton. There we go. And then do slash scoreboard players set key to cat fire resist to 1. Okay, and yeah, now I've got a flickering fire resist, which this does not look like a good sign, because that means that the fire itself is probably going to flicker. And it indeed does, and I hate that, and we need to fix that. And it's either that it's trying to remove it, or it's trying to just continually give it when it doesn't need to. So let's go ahead and switch over to our fire resist toggle thing. So I guess the real easy check is just put a say statement in here and then reload the thing, and if it's saying hi continually, then that is indeed what it's doing, and it's just running the give command repeatedly. And since I don't have much faith in myself at the moment due to brain fog, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the reload thing. Reload. And I should still be set to have fire resistant, since my scoreboard value for fire resist should still be 1. I love raspberries. Yummy. Alright. So it looks mostly frozen. Yep, I can't even move my mouse around on it. It's not responding. So it'll be just a couple more seconds before it realizes what it's trying to do. Yep. There's the infinite high. So then we've got something wrong on because this thing is just doing a simple give. So we don't want to change that. What we do want to change is this toggle to see if we can get it to stop giving it. Because this is doing unless entity is fire resist 1 and scores common fire resistance. Let's go check this predicate and double check that this predicate is working. Because this is, yeah, that's listed as fire resistance. So that should be working. Do I have the score of fire resist 1 is the question. Let's go back here and then do scoreboard. Players. Actually, no, we want objectives. Set display. Sidebar. And then we want the PS underscore fire assist. Do I not? What? That's weird. Does it not recognize PS fire resist? Is that not in my init? Have I messed it up back there? Fire. I've got that. Sad. So what is Toggle fire resist. Okay, so that one's just not there. Let's try the one that's in the init function. Because this has to have given this. Another one that does not exist. Where did I mess this up? Because that's such a weird issue. It's right here. And I reloaded. It wouldn't have the high thing repeating if I... Oh. Oh, I forgot to save the init function. That would probably do it. Because if you don't save it, it doesn't recognize it's there. So then we need to save that. And let's actually just go ahead and add the fire resist thingy to our make soul vulture setup. Because I think it's probably better if we just go and do this now. So copy this from the skeleton and... Oh, that's where I read skeleton on here. It's in the comment. Marks as soul vulture. There we go. And then this, no, this needs to copy this, put that there. And then this is going to be the PS fire resist. And then we just copy this bit and put up here. And this changes to remove, since this is the remove bit. Save that, save that. Then I can close both of those. We're done with calculating player health. Fire resist toggle is fine. Uninstall has the fire resist, so oh, does it have the other fire resist? It doesn't have the other fire resist, so we need to add this fire resist to the uninstall. I figured it'd be weird if it was in the uninstall, but not the install. So then remove, save that, and then we can get rid of update effects now. Execute as instead of ungiven fire resist. Yeah, that's fine. Fire resist give. What did I change here? Oh, yes, I got rid of that. I definitely want to keep rid of that. So save that. And now we've just got 3 up there, so we're fine. So then let's go ahead and update our thingy. So do that, and then pull up game again, and then reload. I just realized that I forgot to switch over which one it was. Eh well. What you gonna do? So then we've got a goblin trader who is just frozen now. They're usually so annoying with all of their noises going. Well, that was a terrible copy of their noise. But they're like villagers, but worse in my opinion, because they're everywhere. And they do whatever noises. And then we need to do the... Ah! Yes, that noise! That's the noise they do. So, why did I go up here? Anyways, I need the set sidebar fire resist. Okay, so I'm set to have fire resistance. And then let's do the... I don't seem to have fire resistance listed. Let's go game mode survival. Well, I don't burn, so fire resistance appears to be working. So that's good. I can even go up to these fires and be on fire and be fine. And then I've got no other random abilities. Yeah. So I've just got the fire resistance, which is exactly what I want. But now I'm wet. Let me go stand in this fire and see if I get dry. yes, I am dry from just catching myself on fire. Actually, wait, did that make a specific noise because I've got water on it? No. Don't think so. But it just works. If you're on fire and your fire is... No. If you are wet and your fire is distant, you can just go step in fire and not be wet anymore. Because that's how fire works. At least for these species. So then... Oh, the other thing I need to test is score, board, players, reset, no, reset, key to cat, and then do a soul vulture thingy. So where is that make soul vulture? Or soul vulture make? Soul vulture make. Yep. So I now have fire resistance again and I have lowered health. And then if I go do soul vulture remove, I should get back to my max 20 health and should no longer have fire resistance. I still have fire resistance. Why do I still have fire resistance? That's an error. So if that's... So essentially the auto removal for the fire resistance isn't working is the issue right now. So that would be under the effects, update effects. That would be this thing. So if that is 1 and PSA fire resist, it is PSA fire resist back to 0. So if we do a scoreboard, PSA underscore fire resist, that one, and get rid of the trailing stuff. Okay, so that's still set to 1. So did I forget to remove that in the scoreboard thing? In the soul vulture remove? No, it's set to remove 1. So why did it remove? That's weird. Let's try redoing that. So soul vulture make makes you fire resistant. Soul vulture remove does not. And then oh, I've probably got some weird filter on it. I probably have fudged the filter. Yep, here it is. Because this needs to do the... Wait, what? This marks as not soul vulture. No, that's you. Soul vulture. Yeah, that's right. And then this is execute as... So it needs to be if they're a soul vulture, do that. Is this one correct? This is... Yeah, that one's both not. That one is... Both is. And that's add and remove, add and remove. Okay, so that was just a dumb... that was just me being a bit of a dumb. What are you gonna do about it? Anyways. So then from here, we want to do the... So we've got fire resist done. We've got flying done. We can do the so ultraman. So we've got fire resistance. We've got flying, which is replacing both of those. So we either have the sap life with the power up or carnivore. And I think carnivore is honestly probably a little bit less complicated because it doesn't have math in it. It just has detect if they ate meat and then check if they're a carnivore or not. So that's probably the way to go. But given how much I'm struggling, we might be ending the stream early today. I think I'll try and go for 30 more minutes at least. See if I can. But we might just be... Actually, yeah, let's Let's take a bit of a break and go for a joyride in the Nether. Because I think that's more my capacity at the moment. So let's do game mode, creative, and then I'm not wings at. Oh, I forgot to add the soul vulture wings to the thingy. So let's actually do that first. Let's switch back to our our coding thing. There we go. So then we need to go to our soul vulture make and add the wings because I need to add PSA winged. I think it's winged. Is it winged? It's this one. I'm just gonna copy it to make sure I've got it right. Winged. Good. Okay. So then copy that, save that, close that there, and then scroll back down to soul vulture remove. And then this needs to be a remove. And then this needs to be if they are a soul vulture. There we go. So then save that. And then let's update this bit. And then act game load. There we go. So reloading that now. And then once this is reloaded, we'll make ourselves a soul vulture again. And then we'll go for a joyride in the Nether. I swear, the Nether is one of the most fun places to fly around because you have. It's like flying around a large cave. So I suppose that means that this pack is going to be great once the server finally updates to the Caves and Cliffs update. Since it'll be able to go fly around in actual proper giant caves underground. Okay, so that's reloaded. So then let's do make soul vulture, and then let's jump off over here. Yep. There we go. Come on, let's fly up. Nope, no, didn't fly up enough. Oh well. Ah, somebody take. What are you guys all doing here? Can I like pick you up? And then I normally drop them off the edge, but that's just so far over here. I'll just leave the rest of them be. There we go. Is that like a fire? Oh no, that's a magma cube. Seriously? I when I got lost last time, I was just like, I'm gonna go plummet into something. No, it's right over there. That's what I was trying to find, and I killed myself there. That is just ridiculous. There's even the. Good lord, I am dumb because I could not fly over this way. Let's do something to mark this waypoint so that we don't get lost down here again. Let's go ahead and do Y for waypoints, and then add, and we'll make this dark purple, and portal, portal, there we go. And then that one we can delete left stuff. Okay, that should be our portal marked, and if we fly away, yeah, we can still see that clearly marked. Alright, we ready for the joyride? Oh, no we're not, because I don't have Valhalla full. There we go. Now are we ready for the joyride? I'm gonna take that as a yes. Whee! Ah! Bashed my head. This is a lot. There we go. Now I can get those heights. Oof. Through there. Can we go over this? Yes, at a much slower speed. There we go. And now pick up the pace. Zoom over here. Oh, there's the spike, so let's go between those. And whoosh. Ooh, I see a little cave there. Wait, what? What? What made me lose height there? That's because I'm supposed to be able to just fly upwards if I want to. So what? Ah, this is struggling a bit. Hang on. Okay. Oh, this is weird. Because I used to be able to fly straight up, so what did I change? It's like struggling. You're supposed to be able to fly straight up as long as you have the hunger for it. But now it's just going down. I can't tell if I changed something or if just something messed up. Because you can still go up, for the most part. It's just not detecting when I'm looking up. This is peculiar. I apparently got hot tourist from just test flying. Okay, so you can still go down to get speed. Yeah, it looks like it, because it could detect there. Let me try scoreboard, objective set display sidebar, PS underscore Y. What is the look one? Look Y. That's the one I was looking for. Look Y. Okay, so it can detect that I'm looking straight up. Can detect that I'm looking down. So then, like, because that's supposed to basically just push you up. What the heck is it doing? I'd be really sad if I broke this, because it was so good. Alright. Let's go back to our testing, or to our coding thing, and see if we can figure out what went wrong with that. Because our winged should be here. Functions. Flight controller up. So this is what should be being called in order for us to be able to fly upwards. And I think this is what's messing up. Because we still got the flaps. So it's detecting us going down. Is it because I don't have hunger? Is it because I'm not in survival mode? So if I'm doing PS hunger? Yeah, because I'm not on PS hunger. So if I go and do game mode survival. What? Why is it not giving me a hunger value? This is weird. Because it should be... Like, hunger is literally just how hungry you are. So if I can get rid of hunger, hang on. Effect, give, feed a cat, hunger, and let's do for 10 seconds, amplifier 100, and then just run around until we're no longer, there we go. So now it's, yeah, now it's dropping me down. So then if I do game mode creative, and then go back to our test flight, there we go. I should be able to launch off here and then just go straight up if I wanted. So swoop down, fly up. Yeah, and then I'm still flying up because I'm pressing up against this with my wings. And then I can just drop down whenever I want. So this all works now. It was literally just an issue of switching between creative, survival mode, and all that stuff, and not updating that. So that's fixed now. So we've got our lovely joyride set up. And you can go wherever the heck you want. You'll just be pretty slow if you're taking corners too tight. You gotta swoop back down to gain speed. And up through here. Down over this way. Whoosh. You could do this in survival mode too, without getting too many things attacking you. Because you just fly away and then they despawn. I don't even know where I'm going. I'm just kind of flying around, having fun. Need to pick up speed though, so let's go down for a while. Ooh, let's go through this. Woo! Ah, dang it. Did not did not change my direction fast enough for that. So down and then up. Gain some height. And then you go down again. And now you've got the speed. And then we can go over this way. And I wonder what's over here. Whoosh. Okay. And height. And then down. And whoop. And I'm not sure if there was a yellow circle there or if I'm just starting to hallucinate. Ooh, that echo. I loved that echo. You know, let's try zooming back home. And then up. And then down. And then whoosh. Come on. Faster. Pick up speed. What I find funny is soul vultures can descend faster than normal players if they're flying. Because their gravity will increase. Because all of this is basically controlled by gravity, which is a modded attribute. So if you're trying to recreate this on like a vanilla server, you probably can't. Because it just uses modded things. Yeah, so that is a fun joyride. And then I think, because we still need to make them carnivorous, and we still need to do the soul steel stuff. That stuff. So then, I think let's go ahead and do the, should I? Because I'm still fogged like crazy. It is not fun. And then, yeah, I think I'm not feeling it, so let's fly around here a little bit. Just, yeah, there's no way to employ an elytra, is there? Yeah. You can get pretty close to the ground, though. And then we'll just go whoosh. And whoosh. And fly straight upwards. For as long as you have hunger for. And then... Oh, oh, there it is. Okay. And then into water. Aw, dang it, I missed the water. I found stop the rim. That's a silly one. And then... Let's go fly more. You can get pretty close to the ground, though. Whoosh. And then just go whoosh. And whoosh. And fly straight upwards. For as long as you have hunger for. And then... Oh, oh, there it is. Okay. And then into water. Aw, dang it, I missed the water. I found stop the rim. There we go. That's a silly one. Alright. You can get pretty close to the ground, though. I think... And then... Oh. We'll just go whoosh. What's that? I am not well enough to do this. So I think I think we're going to be ending the stream here because I am just not doing well right now. I am too dizzy for this, too brain fogged. But it was fun, and we got quite a bit done. We got the fire resistance done, and we got the health effects done, which also included the health effects for the cat. So even though we didn't get very far on one species, we got a bit more on two. And next time we'll be doing the carnivorous part of it, as well as uh, the soul steel stuff. But the nice part about the carnivorous part is that also affects cat. So by the time we're done with the soul vulture, we'll be halfway through the cat, because I believe the other two parts of the cat that we're missing are the no fall damage and the increased jump thing. Oh, but there is also the increased speed when damaged. So cats are a bit more complicated, but we'll at least have a good chunk of what cats are done by the time we finish Soul Vulture. And honestly, that's kind of how I'm hoping more of these species will turn out. Just as we do more of them, we end up having completed parts of other ones, and then there's only really ever one or two very unique things about a species. The rest of it kind of overlaps in a way. So, like, the decreased health is something that will affect probably many species, and since it also covers increased health, that works well. And then I'm sure that since elves get a boost while standing on trees, you can get, say, like ents or fairies or something that also get some kind of boost, maybe not the same boost, but you'll still use the detection setup. So yeah, that's the hope, where everything intertwines with each other and plays well in different ways. And whoops, I realized that you guys can still hear the barking. So I'm gonna mute that. And I will call the stream here for now. We will be back on Sunday. We will be playing more City Skylines, and I'm really sorry, but I messed up last Sunday, and the save didn't work on City Skylines. But we're going to be starting a new city, and we're going to be doing things that way. So if you wanted to see me play City Skylines, but wanted to jump in at the start, you've got a second chance, because it's going to be the start again. And hopefully next time I will remember to save it. And luckily, everything we've been doing today has been saved while we've been doing it. So we are up to the working point that we last tested, and it will stay that way. So you don't have to worry about me losing anything on this. I'm not that silly, even though I am a bit loopy at the moment. Anyways, I will see you guys next time, and we will continue with City Skylines on Sunday, and this data pack will be back next Thursday. So I will see you guys then.